Oh no!
To
St. Pancras.
To St. Pancras. There's an announcement. Hold on.
It's 11:11. Just a corner.
I can't do this.
Hey, we're walking to a gate.
Yep. All right. See you later, everyone.
Vous trouverez les consignes de sécurité à votre disposition à l'entrée de chaque voiture.
Oh no! It's the IKEA. That means we're back in Southampton, third straight Friday morning here in Southampton. But this time, we're actually going to leave. Au revoir, IKEA. Au revoir, City Cruise Terminal. If I do that to everything, that's going to be a really long time saying goodbye to everything. But we are back in port at Southampton. It's about 5:45. We have all our stuff packed up, just going to wait for the all clear to walk off the ship with our bags. We did not have the porters take the bags just because we wanted to kind of control our own destiny today, because today's gonna be a day of logistics. Cruise ship, rental cars, train, another car. I mean, we're just gonna be all over Europe trying to get to our next destination. Should be a kind of stressful day, but kind of exciting too. Some new experiences today, so let's have a good one. Maybe we can grab a little bite at the Windjammer before customs all clears. Need to stop for a bite, right? I mean, we gotta say one last goodbye to Antoine up in the Windjammer. But anyway, let's go on another day of awesome adventures. Well, we are off the ship, and we were off the ship an hour and a half early. We thought the process was going to take a lot longer than it did. We rushed ourselves at the Windjammer, made sure we woke up super early, and now we sit in the waiting area for an hour and a half. At least we have all our stuff, we're safe, we returned on time. You know, I'd rather have it be this way than scrambling to meet our car. So now we just wait for the car. So this is the UK weather I was expecting. Cloudy, wet, and a little chilly.
What an awesome trip we had on the Anthem of the Seas. We went to Norway, we went to Belgium, we saw Spain and France. It was such an amazing time, and we saw such incredible things. We were a bit sad to leave the ship, especially after spending 14 nights aboard it. So we decided we would spend a few more days in Europe before we headed back to the States. As huge Disney fans, we figured that since we had made it all the way to Europe this summer, we might as well make it back to Paris to see Disneyland Paris before we left. It's always been one of our goals to visit one of the non-US parks, so we were excited to check out Disneyland Paris. For our transportation to and from the port in Southampton, we booked a car service called Blackberry Car Service. I found this service through a Royal Caribbean message board because I wasn't sure exactly what to do for transportation to and from London. The car service was very easy to book. I went to their website where they had their rates clearly posted. I dealt with them via email to reserve the car, and they were great. They communicated when they were on their way, and they showed up on time and got us to where we needed to go, exactly as promised.
Definitely discovered London weather and London traffic on the way from Southampton. It's gorgeous in here.
It is really pretty. I had no idea there were going to be so many shops, and it's like an airport or something almost.
Really awesome. The ride from Southampton to here was 3 hours.
Yeah,
and
we're 90 miles.
Yep. Our driver got there early, so that was nice. We didn't have to wait in that waiting area as long. And I think he thought our train was earlier
Well,
Did
I
we-
think I said when I filled out the form that we needed to be here at 11:30 because the train company said to show up an hour before your train. So I wanted to make sure to say we needed to arrive by 11:30.
So I think he thought our train was at 11:30.
He must have thought our train was
So we're here 2
11:30.
hours early, which is fine.
I'd rather be early than running behind, always.
Yep, for sure. I got a little shut-eye on the ride over here. Our driver was super nice. Emily got a little shut-eye.
And I also got 2 chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah, there was a nice M&S
Yeah.
right here, so we popped in for a quick little bite.
I honestly wanted to get more. M&S is a very cool store.
I love this store.
From like 2 weeks. Oh my God, it was over 2 weeks ago the last time we were at M&S. And now we're back. We're back in London, baby. We're in London, baby. We back. And we're getting ready for our Eurostar ride over to Paris. I think once we get past security, we're going to be up on the platform here, and there's not going to be much to do once we're there. So we're just
We're
kind
not
of
really sure what to expect.
So we're just kind of exploring a little bit for now, but we'll probably go through security soon enough because we don't know what to expect. And then the waiting begins before we get to ride the train. We are through security, and it was quite easy. Even like our big 50-pound suitcases went through like the normal scanner. We just had to lift them up, put them in a bin. It was quick, very efficient. The security associates were fantastic, very friendly. And then we got our passports stamped, which is strange because we didn't get them stamped in Detroit when we flew to London. But we're getting them stamped today as we're taking the train to Paris.
After security, we made our way to the waiting area. There were quite a few little cafes and shops where you could get snacks, so we picked up a couple of sandwiches and had a quick bite while we waited for our train. Our trip on the Eurostar was our first experience taking a high-speed railway. It was very interesting for us because unlike a plane, we were seated in a 4-seat section with a table. It was just the 3 of us, and it was really nice because we were able to have some snacks and talk across the table from one another.
We are on the Eurostar. It's pretty big train.
It's huge. I was like really surprised at how big it is.
It's so big, we even didn't know which car was which.
It was my fault. Scott and Emily knew.
But we're just looking at the monitors, and Liz went to 4. We were supposed to go to cabin 5, but our luggage, there's a lot of luggage on this thing. We have a lot of luggage. Hopefully it stays safe where it is.
I think it'll be okay.
We're about to take the Eurostar from London to, all right, let's sit back and relax on this 2.5 hours train ride.
I think so. Table, we got Scott there, we got a window, we got an Emily.
He was right.
The train moved very quickly once we got started. And having been much more familiar with plane travel, I was a bit surprised at how much you felt the motion on the train.
I feel the need for speed. We are moving. Oh, there I am, double.
Maybe it's better.
What are you thinking so far?
I'm enjoying it.
I like it. It has some interesting motion. Part of me wonders if I should have taken the Dramamine.
So we're walking through the train cars to get to the cafe, and it's wobbly. There we go. It's kind of fun.
After we settled in for a bit, Scott and I decided we wanted to explore, so we headed to the front of the train to see the Eurostar Cafe. I was really surprised at just how long the train was. I didn't realize how far back we were, but we had to pass through several cars as we made our way up to the front. They had some light snacks and refreshments in the Eurostar Cafe for purchase, so we picked up a couple of items to bring back to the table.
So we just got back from the Eurostar Cafe.
Coaches 8 and 9.
Coaches
Had
8
to
and
go
9.
all the way to the front, back. I don't even know. It feels like the
I
front.
guess we're going in that direction. It was wobbly, but we made it back. Let's see what we got. First off, We got some compostable cups.
You know, beginner's luck is very important in cups.
We got
Ooh,
some water.
champagne.
No, it is still natural water.
Fancy Coca-Cola.
Original.
330 milliliters or something.
That's an odd.
Kilojoules.
Made in GB, Great Britain.
Oh.
We got
What is
cider.
that?
It's a Capel Road cider. Western cider.
1880.
Let's see, where is this from? We got Eurostar. Bay Rémy. And last but not least, we got some copper corn.
I saw the cider from 1880. I'm just like, oh my god.
Let me get this from.
Well, from a brand from Wested cider established in 1880. So there's some notes from the master, from the brew master on there.
Notes on here. It's
Yeah.
oaky.
Let's crack it open.
We bought a few different things that we were going to try from the Narvison.
It's like a 1920s old chocolate biscuit
Thick
bar.
lungs. I'm not going to try. I'm butchering
You
it.
can only get this in Norway, Denmark, and I believe there's one other country. Sweden, yes.
Yeah,
I thought it was like going to be a Kit Kat bar the way it was shaped.
I do think it's going to be like a Kit Kat. I think it's like an off-brand, like a Freya brand Kit Kat, but we'll find out. Peanut cube. Peanut cube. We're not sure, but it kind of looks like a Butterfinger center that's surrounded by maybe like just a peanuts and chocolate.
But it's like
type
separate
outer-
squares.
We'll find out. We'll open them up and find out later. So we're gonna wait to try these
Yes.
things later, but we'll let you know how they
But-
are.
So here we have big orange. I have no idea how you're supposed to say that. We don't really know what it is. We think it's like a Kit Kat, but I see here on the back there's a specific way to open it. They don't want you to open it like this. They want you to open it from the back.
We got these in Stavanger, Norway, and we haven't tried them yet.
Okay, so now it's opened up. It broke when we opened it yet. Dad was thinking it was like a Kit Kat, and he is right. It kind of looks like a Kit Kat.
What's on it? Are there birds?
It looks like birds.
Alright.
I'm liking this a little less now. I'm a little scared of birds, but we'll see how it is. We'll break it apart. And we'll
Let's all try one.
D does look like a. I feel like I've heard a jingle. It's like, give me a break, break me off a piece of that. I just can't figure out what it is. Is it
It's a fancy piece?
Is it quick lunch bar? I don't know.
Alright, cheers everybody.
Cheers. It's very similar to that jingle I'm thinking of. I can't think of what it is though.
What are your thoughts?
I agree with Dad. It's very similar to something I seem to have had before, but can't recall the name.
Here's what it looks like close up.
Cross section.
Cross section of the lunchfisk.
Now that we tried the other one, we're gonna try the other type of candy we got in Norway, which is the peanut cube. We're thinking maybe it's a little. They had different versions of these with like different flavors. We picked the peanut one. We're thinking maybe it's gonna be like a Butterfinger. So let's try it out.
Are there separate pieces or is it one bar?
There's like 2 big ones.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna.
Here, let's see it. Let's hold it close. It's a little lumpy.
It's like 100 grand or something.
Interesting.
It's much nicer than what I was gonna say.
I know, me too.
So
You know, break it in half.
pretty easy to crumble.
Okay, alright. Dad already ate his.
It's not 100 grand. It's more like a 3 Musketeers kind of bar.
Oh, is it chewy? What are your thoughts?
I really like it.
After relaxing on the train and enjoying our snacks for a bit, next thing we knew, we were pulling into the station at Paris. The train ride went by very quickly. From the train station in Paris, it was time to find our next car service and make our way over to Disneyland Paris.
We are off the Eurostar, and we have our luggage. We positioned ourselves. We set up as the train was slowing down because our luggage was in another compartment. So we plotted ourselves by the luggage rack that ours were at. Got them down, and boom, quick and easy. Now we got to find our driver by the Burger King. Burger King.
The Gare du Nord train station was very pretty but very busy. Paris was hosting the Olympics this summer, so there were quite a few travelers already starting to arrive.
What you got there, Lizzie?
Yeah, service fun.
There was some confusion when we exited the train about where our driver was. The communication for our car service in Paris was not nearly as clear as the one we had in London. We had a few different messages back and forth with the driver, and he informed us that he was by the McDonald's outside the train station, not near the Burger King. By the time we tracked down our driver and got into our car, it was already 4:15. It had been a very long day. The Paris city center was very busy and congested with traffic this afternoon. We think it might have been partially because of the upcoming Olympics, but whatever was going on, it took us a long time to leave the city with lots of stop and go traffic along the way. There were times we sat without moving for minutes. It took us over an hour to get out of the city alone, and by the time we arrived to Disney's Newport Bay Club, it was around 6 p.m. We booked our transportation the morning of our trip through Prestige Car Service. There was some confusion with the car service about payment, as the car service that we had dealt with in London had prepayment or had a credit card reader in the vehicle. At no point did they tell us that this would be a cash-only ride. Unfortunately, when we got to Disneyland Paris after the horrendous 2-hour drive, we found out that our driver was expecting to be paid in euros, and we only had about 15 euros on us. I was able to make an arrangement with him to pay in US dollars, as there's currency conversions at the train station where he picked us up, but I felt really bad that I had to pay him a little bit extra in US dollars.
Welcome to Disneyland Paris Newport Bay Resort. Here we are in the bathroom. It's interesting, as Dad said. There's a bench here, but not only is there a bench here, there's a bench there. They really like benches here. Bathtub, got a bit of this moves. It could whack you, but a little bit of protection here.
Mickey heads.
Yeah. And hidden behind this
Newport Bay soap.
a toilet, a very European toilet. Big flush, little flush. Big flush, the big button, it'll do a lot of water, and then little flush, just a little bit of water.
That might be made for your bags.
Maybe.
All right, so let's go down the hallway, shall we?
You've got 2 beds. It's got Mickey in it. Got a lot of anchors and ships and rope memorabilia. Through the portholes, you have characters.
Donald. I see Mickey up here. And maybe there's an animal, like a whale.
You have a pretty big TV, I'd say. That seems like a big TV.
Oh, there's more characters up here. You got Pluto. Okay, nice storage.
Really big drawer. We will not be needing that.
You gonna do some work?
I don't know, maybe it's like a makeup vanity also.
Oh, yeah.
And also got coffee machine and some glasses.
It feels kind of small,
Random chair.
but again, it shouldn't feel small because we just left a stateroom on a cruise ship. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna get the job done for sure. I like the headboards. I have not laid on the beds yet. Oh, we have a little bit of a view.
A little bit of lake view.
We have some lake view out here. And I see a big balloon, kind of reminds me of downtown Disney a little bit.
You can actually see the
Disney
top
Springs.
of the castle too.
Can you see the top of the castle? Oh, just a little bit out there. That's actually a pretty view of the lake.
Yeah.
So let's go out and maybe do some exploring.
The walk from our resort to Disney Village was really nice, with views of Lake Buena Vista, and across the water you could see the Sequoia Lodge and the Hotel New York, which is themed to Marvel. The walk only took about 5 to 7 minutes to get to the entrance of Disney Village, and it was very scenic.
We're making the walk towards the parks.
Yeah.
We don't mess
Not sure how
around.
far it is. But we've been here for like 5 minutes. We dropped our stuff and we're off.
It's a pretty walk along the lake from Newport Beach. You can see Flights of Wonder character. I don't even know what it's called here. But right here is the New York Marvel Hotel. Iron Man is over there somewhere. Then you got the Sequoia Hotel right here, kind of like the Wilderness Lodge. All on the water here. And then there's our Newport Bay. Pretty cool setup here. I like it. The New York Marvel Hotel actually looks better than I thought, just from being outside here. Obviously, I haven't started footing it yet. But I like the setup a lot. It's really cool. Here's something interesting. When we pulled up to the resort, we had to put all our checked bags, every bag, everything we owned on us through metal detectors, like you would at the airport. So we're like, oh, since we're already through, we must be good,
And
right?
we also had to walk through.
And we had to walk through it too.
To go into the hotel.
Nope, we just had to walk through security again. Kind of interesting. Like, you think the way they could just have it set up is that you go through your hotel, do security, that you wouldn't have to do it again, but not true. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it took 5 seconds.
3 things. There's this crazy entrance to the Rainforest Cafe. They got animals out in the water. Second of all, you've got this crazy looking McDonald's, crazy golden arches. And third of all, there's a sign for concerts and dance DJ parties at Billy Bob's Western Saloon. I am in France. I know it's legit.
To get to the parks from the Disneyland resorts, you have to go through Disney Village. Disney Village is really similar to Disney Springs or downtown Disney in Anaheim. There's a lot of different shops and restaurants as you make your way through the village. It was starting to get very busy in the village when we arrived due to the Euros match that France had that evening. There were lots of people lined up watching the games on big screen TVs and enjoying drinks outside.
So you got Disneyland Paris over here, Studios Park over here. Okay, this is awesome. You got a great background loop playing. We just entered. Look what's behind me. Hello! We're from America, from the Michigan.
Yeah, Disney World at Disneyland.
Yeah, thank you.
We're coming friends.
Okay, I was talking about how great the background loop is, the Eiffel Tower and all that right here. But those cast members I just showed you, unbelievable. The guy was amazing. He just wanted to talk to us and share his thoughts on Walt Disney World and how beautiful.
Give us some advice.
Gave us some advice on the studios and how beautiful Disneyland Paris Park is. This is gonna be great. There's a lot of refurbishment, a lot of scrim walls around, and my friend, I think his name was Adrian, told me that. He was like, I don't know what you call it in the States, but is it refurbishment? And I was like, yes. It's like lots of refurbishment happening in this park right now. There's a lot of walls. We got a sorcerer hat right here. Even with the walls, it's lovely. We're going to go to some Cars area that they have. Honestly, I didn't even do that much research. So it's great. Probably not smart, but it's great. We're just walking to a Disney park, no idea what we're doing. Let's go to the Cars area.
We started off our visit to Walt Disney Studios with a trip to the Cars Land area, and we took a ride on Cars Race Rally, which is kind of similar to Tow Mater's Junkyard Jamboree at California Adventure or Alien Swirling Saucers at Hollywood Studios. It was a lot of fun.
All right, well, we are in Toy Story Land, or I think it might be Toy Story Village. I'm not 100% sure. It looks and feels very familiar.
On y va.
We were hungry, so we shared a quick corn dog. Scott insisted that we get ketchup instead of the American mustard.
We just ordered a zigzag corn dog or a slinky dog one. I don't know which one it is.
They're actually the same. One's in French, one's in English. Oh, Scotty.
If you want with ketchup, you can get barbecue or other stuff. We're going with ketchup. Why not? Yesterday was 4th of July. Let's stick it with the American and do ketchup.
Zigzag corn dog. A good try it.
Cheers, mates.
Where should we head to next?
Cars road trip is an arrow pointing this way.
It was a bit of a hike to get over to the Cars road trip attraction, and we weren't even sure what it was. Once we located it though and got into the line, we came to the conclusion that it was going to be similar to an old Walt Disney World attraction.
We're about to try something called Cars Road Trip. What do you think it's going to be at?
I think it's going to be similar to the backlot tour. It says we're going to go on a slow-moving tram ride through the scenic Route 66.
We just did this in real life.
I know.
It's true.
If you watched like 15,
yeah,
16
Edwardsville.
episodes ago on our Edwardsville, yeah, we did this.
Heads up, apparently there may be a startling scene scary for children and some adults, so...
Disclaimer.
Wow, tu as réussi à sortir du labyrinthe. It was amazing. Je suis irrésistiblement attirée.
J'espère que vous appréciez mon hommage à la ville phare.
I love French Waiter.
As you travel through scenic Route 66 with some of your favorite Cars characters, the highlight of the tour is Cars Catastrophe Canyon. This is a replica of the old Catastrophe Canyon at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Unfortunately, Emily was recording some video for us, but somehow lost all of her Disneyland Paris footage, which is quite a bummer. We do have an old video on our channel of the attraction at Hollywood Studios from 2013, if you want to get an idea of what this looked like. After riding Ratatouille, which is basically the same attraction as we have at Epcot, Scott really wanted to dine at Chef Remy's Bistro. Unfortunately, the restaurant was closed for the day, so maybe we'll have to try it on another visit. Instead of Chef Remy's, we noticed that they had some food booths out throughout the Ratatouille area, kind of similar to what you would find at a Walt Disney World food festival. We decided to try some of the snacks. They even had a gift shop named after Emily's Nana, Marianne.
We have chocolate-covered strawberry skewers. We have a dark chocolate.
And a milk chocolate.
There was a whole chocolate fountain in the little stand over there. It was so cute. Strawberries look amazing.
They look amazing. And to compliment that, we got some ham and cheese, delicious goodness.
Potatoes, I think.
Potatoes of some sort. Can't wait to try all this out. The restaurant is closed.
That's okay.
The bistro is closed, but you know, that's okay though, because we're still kind of eating here in a way.
Having the experience.
And I went with a ratatouille. It was like a rat wine, and I got my nice paper cup. Fancy. The cheesy bacon deliciousness is potatoes is, oh, there's a bird.
I felt it.
I was like, that was just great timing. I didn't get it on video,
almost
but
landed on my head.
it was like the bad situation back at our old house. Liz will be terrified of birds for the rest of her life now, I promise you.
Literally, I felt its claws on my hair.
What?
It was like right over my head. It almost landed on my head.
I just felt its wings.
Okay,
But,
here.
that is a terrific snack. Walt Disney World, you need this in Epcot. So we're here in the Ratatouille section, and we did the attraction. Very similar setup to the States. I mean, you could just tell that Epcot was like a copycat of that. But the queue setup, you can tell, is exactly the same. Another interesting thing, we didn't have to wear 3D glasses. I kind of liked it, honestly. Like, it didn't make the attraction any different. We also did the Cars road trip, which was like Catastrophe Canyon from the old backlot tour. And like, that got me so psyched. I know Emily was super psyched for that.
Because I was always so young, I don't have as much memories of it. So it was really cool to do it older.
Having an awesome day. I know the park's actually going to close in like a half hour, but I'm really...
Let's see if we can do one more thing.
We're going to go see if we're going to do one thing. So I'm pausing the video so we can go do one more thing. So update, that actually might be like a food and wine thing they have going on, because we just seen those carts seem permanent to the Ratatouille area, but we just saw like a Belgium cart where they had waffles, beers, and fries. So those potatoes might not be a normal thing here. I'm just saying, easy to do at Epcot, right, with their food and wine festival.
We did confirm afterwards that this was actually a food festival. The food festival was called Les Rendezvous Gourmands, and it happens at both Disneyland Paris and the Walt Disney Studios Park. The festival runs from April till October and has similar food items in both of the parks at the booths that they have.
PIM Test Kitchen. Why am I just getting this horrible flashback right now?
We quickly rushed over to the Avengers campus to experience the Avengers Assemble Flight Force. We weren't really sure what this ride was going to be, but based on the long queue and intense Avengers music, we were sure that it was going to be great.
Friday, qu'est-ce qu'on a sur les missiles?
Retrieving warhead data.
Tu as réussi à déchiffrer le système de guidage des ogives?
We're at this Avengers ride, and we have no idea what it is.
I think it's like Rock and Roller Coaster. I have no idea.
So we're gonna be really surprised. It was a long queue. I mean, it was way outside, lots of switchbacks inside, and we walked right to here. 5-minute wait. Kind of loving that. Well, I think Emily's right.
It looks like a rock and roller
The setup, the pre-show, like Iron Man was there talking to you,
I know
but
we gotta stop some missiles. That's all I got.
we gotta stop some missiles, and here comes our ship. I won't share our thoughts yet, but we're going for round 2 since park's about to close and there's a walk-on.
So we just got off Avengers Assemble Flight Force for the second time.
Oh my gosh, it was intense.
I was in the back row the second time. It was pretty great.
I was telling these guys, I've always wondered why people like to watch ride videos before they go on a ride, because I usually just like to experience something for the first time. That ride, I was like, man, I wish I knew what to expect the first time, because I was like, the whole time. It was fun.
It was kind of like a cooler hyperspace mountain, but a less cool cosmic rewind, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Because nothing can be as great as that, but it was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was way better than Rock and Roller Coaster, I think.
It was like very similar to Rock and Roller Coaster, but much more intense.
It felt longer too.
And longer, yeah.
And I see what you mean about like a hyperspace mountain, because there was like action scenes happening.
But it was dark,
Like,
really dark.
Like Captain Marvel was out there, Iron Man, they were speaking French, a French Tony Stark.
Tony Stark was French.
It was amazing, and it was just super cool. Like Emily swears there's 3 inversions in Rock and Roller Coaster.
There are. I'll search it up later, but I'm right.
So this one definitely has 3. It felt faster. It felt like you went upside down more. It felt longer,
It did. It felt intense.
and it was awesome. It was a great day.
We did it twice.
We
back
just
to
did it
back.
twice. The only thing we really waited for, in quotes, was the Cars road trip, because you just had to wait for the vehicle.
For the next one to come back.
We walked on everything else.
And I think we waited like 3 minutes for that.
I mean, we only did 5 things, but we did it in 2 hours.
And we had snacks.
And we had snacks. We walked around, talked to some cast members. So I'm glad we hopped in here. The park's closed. It's weird that Studios Park is closing right now and it's daylight.
But it is like 9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock. So Like in the wintertime, obviously, it's not like that. I mean, I know there's a lot of refurbishments. This park is more like shows and stuff, but I loved what we did today. It was great.
It was a lot of fun.
So we might hop over to Disneyland Paris. Might as well check it out, right? Let's go! We just made our way over to Disneyland Paris Park.
Oh my gosh, the entry. We haven't even made it in the park yet. It's spectacular.
I'm blown away. I'm choking up a little bit. It's just beautifully, it's just stunning. I'm kind of lost for words, honestly.
Yeah, I have not seen an entrance to a Disney park like this. Yeah. It is like a park.
And you match it. Like your color, your shirt matches.
There's flowers and there's willow trees.
And it smells so good. Everyone's smiling. Everyone is so cheery and happy. The background loop is great.
It's beautiful.
It's just, I've never seen anything quite like it at Disney Park.
After exiting the studios, we took a short walk over to the entrance of Disneyland Paris Park, where we were greeted with just a stunning sight. The entrance to Disneyland Paris Park goes through the recently renovated Disneyland Hotel. It's hard to describe just how beautiful this entrance is, nothing like any of the US parks. The whole entrance area and the Disneyland Hotel is absolutely beautiful. There are tons of fountains and green spaces. The hotel itself looks amazing. We didn't go inside, but it's absolutely breathtaking on the outside. It would be so cool to stay there. I think on our next trip, we might just have to.
That, you can see the silhouettes in the video because it's starting to set. It is a gorgeous looking castle.
It is really pretty.
Wow. And this entrance is so wide.
I was just getting a park map and they're all out of the English one, so I had to grab a French one.
That's even better though. We'll get an English one tomorrow.
Maybe.
This is stunning. And Liz just made the observation that grand entrance is even before the train.
It's so wide.
You enter and then the train is through. And it's so wide entrances.
But even in here, it's just really big.
It feels familiar, yet it's different. This gazebo that I'm staring at in this castle, it's just I'm so happy we came here. Wow, that's impressive. Got into Disneyland Park and we learned that the drone show is like at 10:50. The fireworks show, I think it's called like Illuminations.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Illuminations still exists, people. It's happening right immediately after that at 11. And we were already sitting down.
We came up to the house because we wanted to see it and get a picture. But there was already a lot of people sitting. And so we thought, we may as well just sit up here too, because we're really like directly in front of the castle right now.
So we're gonna sit for about an hour and a half. Might as well, right?
I mean, we weren't really planning to come into the park tonight anyway. It's kind of like a bonus.
The Electrical Sky Parade is a drone show that pays tribute to the Main Street Electrical Parade, which was one of the nighttime spectaculars that was famous at Disneyland Park.
What you doing, Scott?
Hey, what's up, Liz?
What you doing?
Just standing here in front of the castle. 25 minutes till showtime. A lot of people around. The French-English announcement just came on. 10 minutes to countdown, and it is called Illuminations. Illuminations still exist in the Disney company.
À découvrir notre spectacle Disney Electrical Sky Parade, qui sera suivi de Disney Illuminations. Merci. Dear friends, in just a few moments, Disney Electrical Sky Parade will begin, followed by Disney Illuminations. Thank you. In 1992, a magical parade celebrating the legacy of Walt Disney sparkled to life. Aujourd'hui, la parade revient. Today, the parade returns.
As huge fans of the Main Street Electrical Parade, you can only imagine how excited we were to see it come to life in the sky with over 500 drones. The music was similar to the music from the Electrical Parade that we were familiar with and knew and loved, and they recreated many of the floats up in the sky with the drones. It was amazing.
Voici votre invitation pour un voyage au-delà du rêve.
Directly following the drone show is the Illuminations fireworks show. This is a nighttime spectacular at Disneyland Paris Park. It includes castle projections, fountains, lasers, as well as tons of fireworks in the sky. The show features classic Disney songs and is a really enjoyable nighttime spectacular. Would it even be a Disney Castle fireworks show without pirates?
All right, so that was fantastic, and now it's the mob back to Disney Village to get back to the room. But my quick thoughts: the Main Street, not Main Street, what was it called? Like the
Electrical Sky Parade.
The Electrical Sky Parade was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Was so cool.
Very cool. And then the Illuminations show was awesome.
It was good.
There was fountains going off in the castle.
No, there were fountains.
It was heavier projections than fireworks, I'd say, but still fantastic shows. We haven't really had dinners, so I'm curious if anything is open. I doubt it. I need something to drink, very thirsty. Lots of talking, but if this is the end of it, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Have you been to Disneyland Paris? What are your thoughts? Does this video make you want to come to Disneyland Paris? There's gonna be a lot more content tomorrow though.
The energy at Disney Village felt like New Year's Eve at Epcot that night because of the Euros match between France and Portugal. There were tons of people and the atmosphere was electric. Here's the moment where France won on a penalty shootout.
Well, look what happened. McDonald's is the only thing open. Like, you all are gonna think like we're like obsessed with McDonald's in foreign countries or even McDonald's in America, but I promise you, it is the only place open except for like bars, except France and Portugal are playing in the Euros right now, and it is madness. I mean, it's a good madness. I love it. Like, I love the environment. I love the atmosphere. France actually just won like in a kickoff. I can't even think of the term. But like a penalty shootout. Sorry, a kickoff? I'm tired. But France won a penalty shootout, very cool. And then even the McDonald's just happened.
It's so busy. It's midnight.
It's 12:18. And the fireworks ended like at 11:15. It took us an hour to get this. But we had to eat. We never ate. We had some snacks around the studios and that was it. So I'm gonna stop talking so I can eat. But this is the real wrap up. Thanks for liking, yada yada yada. We'll see you later, everyone. Bye!